Smart people don't struggle because they lack intelligence. They struggle because intelligence can turn into hesitation, and hesitation is expensive, not emotionally, financially. The smartest people in the room are often the last to move. And in a world where wealth compounds over time, moving late can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is the intelligence trap. We assume intelligence equals wealth, but real-world data doesn't fully support that. Studies on lifetime earnings show that IQ correlates with income, but only moderately. After a certain point, higher intelligence doesn't guarantee higher wealth. Why? Because money isn't only about problem solving. It's about risk tolerance, decision speed, emotional control, action under uncertainty. And those are psychological traits, not academic ones. From childhood, intelligent people are rewarded for being correct, avoiding mistakes, raising their hand only when certain, submitting polished work. School trains optimization. But the real world rewards iteration. In school, mistakes lower your grade. In business and investing, mistakes increase your feedback. That conditioning creates a silent habit. If I'm not sure, I shouldn't act. And that habit becomes expensive in adulthood. Smart people rarely procrastinate in an obvious way. They research, they compare, they analyze, they watch hours of YouTube, they read 14 Reddit threads, they calculate scenarios. It feels responsible, it feels strategic. But there is a line between preparation and avoidance. And intelligent people cross that line quietly. Because overthinking gives you the illusion of progress without the discomfort of exposure. Let's say two people understand investing. Person A says, I need to fully understand macroeconomics, inflation cycles, Fed policy, global liquidity. They study for 3 years. Person B says, I'll start small and learn as I go. They invest $300 per month into index funds. Now consider this. If you invest $300 per month at 8% annual return for 10 years, you end up with roughly $55,000. If you wait 3 years before starting, you lose not just $10,800 in contributions, you lose compounding on top of it. That delay alone can cost tens of thousands long term. And that's the cost of waiting until I'm ready. There's a psychological reason for this. Research in behavioral economics shows that when options increase, decision-making confidence decreases. More intelligence means you see more variables, you imagine more risks, you simulate more negative outcomes. Your brain's threat detection system, the amygdala, activates when facing uncertainty. Smart people are better at imagining what could go wrong, but that imagination increases anxiety, and anxiety slows action. Less analytical people often move faster, not because they're reckless, but because they don't mentally simulate 37 failure scenarios. Here's something deeper. For many intelligent people, being smart becomes part of identity. It becomes social currency. If you are the smart one, you avoid situations where you might look incompetent. Starting a business publicly, you might fail. Investing aggressively, you might lose money. Creating content, you might look amateur. So instead, you stay in research mode. Research preserves identity. Action risks it, and protecting identity often feels safer than building wealth. Wealth statistically correlates with calculated risk-taking. Entrepreneurs, investors, and high earners consistently operate with incomplete information. They don't wait for certainty, because certainty doesn't exist. Markets are uncertain. Business outcomes are uncertain. Career paths are uncertain. The difference is tolerance. Wealth builders tolerate uncertainty. Overthinkers try to eliminate it. But eliminating uncertainty is impossible, so they stall. Intelligent people optimize. Wealthy builders prioritize velocity. Optimization asks, what is the best possible decision? Velocity asks, what is the next reasonable decision? Velocity creates momentum. Momentum creates feedback. Feedback creates skill. Skill creates advantage. Waiting for the best move often means missing multiple good moves. Every delayed action has an opportunity cost. Every year you don't invest is a year compounding doesn't work for you. Every idea you don't test is feedback you don't receive. Every business you don't launch is revenue that never had a chance to exist. The cost of inaction is invisible, but it compounds silently. Intelligence increases awareness. Awareness increases perception of risk. Perceived risk increases hesitation. Hesitation delays action. Delayed action reduces compounding. And compounding is how wealth is built. The smarter you are, the more careful you become. The more careful you become, the slower you move. The slower you move, the more expensive time becomes. Intelligence is potent.